Our next topic is flow chart. What is this flow chart? A flow chart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Algorithm means what we did. We have written a step-by-step instruction using a simple language. Flow chart means using some particular symbols we are going to draw in a pictorial form. So we call this as a flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. It is an alternate way or alternate technique to solve a problem. Okay. So here as we are using a particular symbols to show some particular task, by seeing the symbol only we will come to know in this step what is happening, in this step what is happening, like that the user can easily understand. And we connect one symbol to other symbol using the arrows. So these arrows will show us the flow of information, how it is going from top to bottom, or how it is further calculating the next steps. Okay. So next, what are the features of the flow charts? Let us see what are the features of flow charts we have. Flow charts provide a better way of pictorial representation of an algorithm. See, as we are drawing using the symbols, it is very easy for everyone to understand and to follow the steps. Okay, flowchart denotes the flow of data control, means how exactly the data is flowing we will come to know. The problem solving is easy, thus it saves our time. The flowchart helps in rectifying the errors easily. So by seeing the symbols, we can easily make out if we find any error. We will come to know where exactly the error in the problem. Okay. So now what are those symbols which we are following to draw a flow chart? I'll show you. Okay. The first symbol you can see, you can tell it as rounded rectangle or oval shape. Okay, that indicates the start and the stop, means the beginning of the flow chart and as well as the end of the flow chart. Okay, so at the beginning we start the flow chart with the symbol, and at the end also we will write the stop command using this symbol. This is called as a terminal symbol. Okay, now the next one you can see parallel parallelogram or something we can call. See, this indicates the input and output. See, suppose if in that step the user is reading something or the user is displaying something, then to read something and to display something, we are going to use the symbol. So it is called as input output only. Okay. So to give the output as well as to take the input, we will use the second symbol. Now the third one, process rectangle symbol. This process symbol, as the name itself indicates, to process or to calculate. Suppose in the algorithm I told you, add two numbers, divide it by 3, like this I gave you example. So adding two numbers means there some process is happening, we are calculating something. So when we are calculating something, when some process is happening, that process we are going to indicate using this process symbol. The next one is decision. See the decision symbol here. What will you know? When we are checking something, for example, I am writing a program to check whether the number A is big or the number B is big. So I have to make a decision by checking, right? So in these conditions, we use this decision symbol. Now, next is on-page connector. What is this on-page connector? Suppose I am writing a flowchart to just add two numbers. It is very small, which can be finished in one page itself. But if I am writing a huge program for which I am drawing a flow chart, then it won't fit in one page. So I have to go to the second page. How to indicate that it is continuing from the first page to the second page? It is continuing by using this on page connector. We will indicate that the flowchart is not ending here, it is continuing to the next page. So what we will do, at the end of the page we will place this connector, and second page at the beginning again we will place this connector. By seeing that, the user will come to know, okay, so here it is ending in this page and it is continuing in the next page, like that. Okay, so what are the next last symbols? Flow symbols. These you can see there are four arrows: left arrow, right arrow, up arrow and down arrow. These denotes the direction or the order of the process, how the data is flowing, whether it is flowing left or it is flowing right or it is flowing down or it is going up. By using these arrows we are going to denote. So I hope these symbols are clearly understood. The first one is terminal symbol. Each flowchart will start with terminal symbol and it will end with terminal symbol. Now, the second one is input output, which is used to read something or to display something. Now, third one is a process. To calculate or to do process we use the symbol. Fourth one, as I told you, to make some decision we use this. Fifth one, the circle is used for connecting from one page to another page. And these four arrows indicates the flow of data control. I hope all these symbols are understood clearly by you people. Is it so? Okay. Now, let us start. The important points to draw a flow chart. We have to follow some points to draw a flow chart. What is that? A flow chart should be clear, neat and easy to follow. We have to draw it very clearly, neatly, so that by seeing that only the user should come to know how exactly it is going. The flowchart should be logically correct, means simply somewhere drawing process, somewhere drawing input output. No, it should not be like that. It should be in a logical order. Without reading any numbers, can you print anything? Can you calculate anything? No, right? It should be logically step by step. Okay. The flowchart should be verified for its validity with some test data. Means after drawing, we have to cross check by giving some data. Means by checking it, okay, in this step this is happening, then this step this is happening, like this. We have to cross verify. Okay. The direction of representation of a flow of a data should be top down approach, left or right. Okay, we have to follow these important points. What are the advantages of using a flow chart to solve a problem? The logic of a program is clearly represented. See, in the flow chart, the logic is clearly represented, means how we have to proceed is clearly represented. So it is very easy to follow logically the flow chart. Okay, then what are the limitations? This flowchart is having some limitation. What are those? Let us see. Flowcharts are difficult to modify. Now I'm drawing these using symbols, right? By mistake, if I draw something wrong, it is difficult. It is not easy. Again, I have to erase it. Again, I have to draw it, modify it, right? So it is not so easy. Translation of flowchart into a computer program is always not easy. See, for simple programs or for small programs, seeing the flowchart, it is easy. But when we are writing a big computer program, it is not so easy to draw a flowchart also. and it is not so easy also to understand the flowchart and to proceed. Okay, so the drawing of flowchart is more than one sheet of a paper. The connectors are used for jointing different pages. Okay, if two pages, then we will easily come to know. If I am adding 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, then again it will create some complication, right? So that is also not so easy. So these are the limitations of flowcharts. Now let us see one small example how exactly we draw the flowchart for a particular problem. Now what is the problem here? I have drawn a flowchart to prepare a cup of coffee, which I have given you an example in the beginning of the lesson, right? So first what I have to start the flowchart. So I have used terminal symbol to start. Okay, then I have used input output symbol. You can see here. Next I have used input output symbol, in which what are the inputs I am writing here to prepare coffee. What are the inputs? The input is I need water, I need sugar, I need milk, coffee beans in a container, right? So this is what the input. After I getting the input, what I should do? I have to process to get the output. To get a coffee, I have to process. Here, process means what? I have to boil to get coffee. So boiling is a process in this example. So it is written in a process symbol. Boil the contents. After boiling, what I get? I get a coffee which I have to filter, right? So you can see in the input output symbol, again I have written pour coffee in a cup. Means here I am just filtering the coffee. So my coffee is ready now. So I have to stop, right? So again I am using a terminal symbol to stop the execution. So you can see with using black arrows, I am showing the flow, how exactly the data control is going from top to bottom. Now seeing this, you can easily make out, right? Okay, in blue color, parallelogram, what I have written is input and output, and rectangle, whatever I have written is a process, and two terminal symbols for start and stop. Seeing this only, we can easily make out for what we have drawn this flow chart. Okay, I think it is clear. Okay, now let us take one more example to find an average of three numbers. The same algorithm I have written, right? Let us see how to draw a flow chart. Here you can see again I am starting with the terminal symbol start. Then I want three numbers to find out the average. So here what I have written, except number 1, number 2, number 3, that is n1, n2, n3. These are the three variables in which I am reading the values. Okay. Now sum is equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. Here I am doing some process calculation. So see the symbol what I am using. I am using the process symbol to write this step. So now I got the sum. But my problem is I have to find an average. So what I should do next step? I have to divide the sum by 3. So that is also a process. So you can see again I have used a process symbol. Again I have used a process symbol. You can see here for finding out the average. Okay. So what I have written here, average is equal to sum divided by 3. So now where the output is saved? The output is saved in average, right? So what I should display? I should display average value. So I'm using an output input symbol to display the average. Once my result is displayed, I have to stop. So again, I have used a terminal symbol to stop the flow chart. Is it clear, students? It is very easy, right? It is very easy to understand and to follow also. Okay. Okay. Now let us go further. Next is one more example, that is to add two numbers. Here what I have done, I'm just adding two numbers. So what I'm doing, see, I'm just starting with the terminal, then I'm taking an input A. Okay, now I'm taking an input B. Here you can observe, students, I have used a rectangle shape, process shape, to read input B. Now seeing the drawing only, I came to know that it is wrong. I should use an parallelogram, that is input output symbol, to draw input B also, to read a value for input B also. It is a small error. Here I want you all to rectify it. Okay. Then next is sum is equal to A plus B. Here it is a process. So I am using a rectangle tool shape to process the sum. Next, printing the sum. Again, I am displaying something. So I am using input output symbol for this. Then I have to stop by using the terminal symbol. Is it clear, students? I hope it is very clear. Here, what change you have to do is input B, what I am reading, that should also be written using input output symbol, not by using process symbol. I hope everybody will correct it. Okay. Now, what is the next thing? Next is thank you. Means we are ending our chapter here. I want you all to do some work on this flowchart also, students. I want you to draw a flowchart to find the difference of two numbers as well as to find the product of two numbers, which I gave you to write algorithm. The same two problems I am giving you to draw the flowchart also, so that you will become perfect. I want every one of you should write the algorithm as well as the flowchart for these two problems.